amigos, Javier here for Hum of the Earth, signing in from Cusco, Peru. I've been bicycling through Peru these last month and a half or so, and I've noticed that the food has been pretty amazing. A lot more flavor than you typically get in Latin America, and maybe my favorite food country in Latin America so far. When I first arrived here in Cusco, I got a few different reports that the food was really amazing here. Which turned the light on in my head that I should do a best places to eat video. Should make sense because I haven't done one in Peru yet. The only slight qualm about this is that Cusco is the most touristed city in Peru. Which means that a lot of things can be priced accordingly. Which is why in this video I'll be making a special effort to look for options that are not only delicious but affordable. So we'll first start off with the first meal of the day, breakfast. And it's also going to be the cheapest of the day. And the price, 0 soles. And that's because it is included in the hostel that I'm staying at, the Tunki Hostel. Which is 20 soles per night, at least at the time I was there. And that's a pretty good deal for Cusco, which is typically a little bit more expensive than the rest of Peru. And with that 20 soles, it includes a free breakfast. So that was one huevo al gusto, one egg like how you like it. Some bread, butter, jam, fruit. I'm not showing it there, but there's banana and oranges. Fruit juice, coffee. And obviously that's not the greatest breakfast ever, but it is better than some hostel breakfasts that I've had, which are only like bread and butter and jam with no protein. So that might not be the best breakfast ever for someone that's going to be walking around in Cusco exploring the city. But thankfully, lunch is going to be so cheap that we're going to be able to get it twice at the same place, but a different meal. We'll be able to do this at the biggest market in town, Mercado San Pedro. The San Pedro market, built in 1925, was actually designed by Mr. Eiffel, the same person who designed the Eiffel Tower. No, gracias. Lots of offers for fresh fruit juice. So that dish was called lomo saltado. It is a typical Peruvian meal. It consists of sauteed beef, sauteed along with peppers and onions. It was super delicious. It also came with rice and the French fries and a vegetable, bean, and legume soup, which was also very tasty. And that was all for the low price of 5 soles, which is less than $2 US. So that was a super delicious meal. Definitely good enough to be in a fancy restaurant, except for one thing. The actual quantity of the beef was not immense, which is normal considering the price, but again, because of the price, we can go for seconds. Evenings in Cusco are quite chilly. So I've dressed up and it's time to go for dinner, called cena in Spanish.
This is the place.
And cena in Latin America is oftentimes the most expensive meal of the day. So this is when your frugal efforts will pay off the most. This is the Plaza de Armas, which restaurants around here are typically the priciest as they'll get, but I've done some research and I think that there's something around here that will be a pretty great value. So earlier in the video I mentioned that in addition to being a great place for tasting a cross-section of Peruvian cuisine, Cusco also has a good selection of international cuisine. And I'm in the mood for some Indian. So that is the Plaza garden over there that we were just at. Just a stone's throw away from that is the Maitana Indian restaurant, which for 15 soles you can get a unlimited buffet. Chicken soup, water, lentils, pasta, tomatoes, zucchini, spicy potatoes, spicy chicken, lamb, and rice. Let's try it out. So that was really good. I ate way more than I needed to, especially since I didn't do that much exercise today. Yeah, everything had a kind of a curry tinged flavor, along with some other additional flavorings. There's some spicy stuff there, a lot of vegetarian options if you're into that. Maybe not the best Indian food I've ever had, but still pretty good and a pretty great value at 15 soles, which is like $4 US. and you'll be hard pressed to find a value like that this close to the downtown area. But there's always room for dessert. So that does it for some of the best affordable places to eat in Cusco, Peru. If you're coming here, don't worry, there's a lot more to eat than what I showed in this video. Like I said, it's a very touristy place. There are a lot of restaurants of Peruvian and international cuisine. So a great place for food lovers, and so is Peru in general. Speaking of which, I have many more videos on my YouTube channel of all the cool things that I got to see and do in Peru, including my video of the city tour and history of Cusco. Hey, guy works at the hostel that I showed at the beginning of the video. Those videos by going to my YouTube page and then selecting the Peru playlist. I was in Peru as part of my journey bicycling from Canada to Argentina. If you'd like to see an interactive map of everywhere that I went and everything that I got to do, I have that available over on my website, followthehumoftheearth.com, where you can click on the different locations and see the blog posts and videos I've made of those places. If you'd like to follow my continuing adventures, you can do so by subscribing to the YouTube channel by clicking on the red subscribe button below the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Have a good one.